From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Russ Riesinger. Tonight, one man is dead after an officer-involved shooting in Stillwater County. Very few details have been released. MHP sent out a tweet saying one man died in the shooting and the Montana Highway Patrol trooper was not injured. It all happened just before 7 o'clock on Interstate 90 west of Columbus, according to Sergeant Kyle Hayter. The Stillwater County Sheriff's Office is investigating and has asked for help from the Montana Division of Criminal Investigations. A basement fire at a Billings motel sent one person to the hospital and forced guests to move to another part of that building. It all happened just before 6 tonight at the Lewis and Clark Inn on 1st Avenue North. A clothes dryer in the basement caught on fire, according to Billings Fire Department Battalion Chief Kevin Bentz. Firefighters quickly extinguished the fire, which was confined to the dryer, but smoke did spread through the motel into the attic. A crew went up on the roof with the ladder truck to check smoke coming out of the dryer vents. Bentz said there were about 40 people in the motel and all should be able to get back to their rooms. AMR transported the man with smoke inhalation to St. Vincent Healthcare. More than 1,200 new cases of the coronavirus reported in Montana today, and that's another record. Butte-Silver Bow County had the highest count of new cases in the state with 171. Yellowstone County checked in with 71, putting the total case count at more than 8,600 for the county. Nearly half of those are still labeled as active. Montana also recorded 10 more deaths today, 3 of those coming in Cascade County. The state's current COVID-related death toll stands at 515. And St. John's United in Billings dealing with a cluster after 6 COVID-19 cases were reported in its assisted living facility. All 6, 4 staff members and 2 residents were in the same care unit and have been isolated. Since July, St. John's has had 61 COVID cases among its 900 staff and 18 positive cases from its 600 patients and residents. One resident did die in October. Billings Clinic is bringing in some more resources and making adjustments to deal with an increase in COVID-19 cases. The Montana Department of Disaster and Emergency Services sent a semi-load of supplies. The truckload has a 20-bed package, which also includes hospital room equipment, a 30-day supply of PPE. Montana National Guard members helped unload and set up the new capacity unit. Beds are set up in what were sleep rooms for physicians on call and surgical staff offices. Billings Clinic Foundation President Jim Duncan says the rooms had been set up for preoperative care and have the equipment needed for patients. Those new rooms will be used for non-COVID patients. The hospital putting 2 patients in some of the rooms.
And we've been able to revert some of our rooms to that in a very safe manner. We have a checklist of things to make sure it's safe to put 2 patients together. And the patients have actually been extremely welcoming of it, as far as we're just happy for the care. And they remember a lot of them days when they did have a bunkmate, if you will. So that's one of the ways in which we've increased our capacity.
The doctors on call will now rest at nearby hotels, and since there are no gatherings, offices will be set up at the Mary Ellis Fortin Health Conference Center. Well, as you might expect, more patients coming in sick with COVID, already adding to an already stressful situation for hospital workers. I talked with Dr. Neil Koo, the lead epidemiologist, and Nancy Iverson, the director of patient safety and infection control at the Billings Clinic.
Well, there's many people that don't stop working. It's every day. We are exceptionally strained. We are making room for all the sick patients. But I've been a nurse going on my 37th year, and I've never seen anything like this. This is real. Patients are very sick, and they need very high level and very specialized care.
Not only just with the extra higher volume patients, but also that, several, we have a number of our healthcare workers who come down with COVID-19 or been exposed. So that adds an extra strain on our workforces. But we all try to do the best as we can to take care, provide the best care that we have for all our patients.
Both Dr. Koo and Nurse Iverson say they're concerned that the number of people getting seriously ill with COVID will jump even more as a result of indoor gatherings over the holidays. As a thank you to healthcare workers across Yellowstone County for their continued efforts during the pandemic, the community pitched in to provide thousands of gift cards that were presented at an event today. Q2's Shaquille Cozart has more.
Today, November 13th, marks Healthcare Appreciation Day. And in honor of healthcare workers in Yellowstone County, the Yellowstone Economic Response and Recovery Team called on the community to help donate gift cards as part of a campaign. Today, they held an event where they delivered these gift cards to healthcare workers across Yellowstone County.
We're here celebrating National Healthcare Appreciation Day, and it couldn't come at a better time. And the widespread support from the community to bring forward gift cards that'll be really appreciated by every single member of our team.
That's why I love this community. When I come in front of people, I'm representing 160,000 people. And I really firmly in my heart believe that this exemplifies the good-hearted nature of the people of Yellowstone County and of Montana.
With the help of the community, the Yellowstone Economic Response and Recovery Team was able to deliver over $80,000 worth of donations and gift cards to local healthcare workers.
It's time we say thank you. It's time to really come alongside them. We can't physically give them a hug, but is there another gesture that we can do that says the community appreciates them doing their best to care for us and take care of us in a very difficult situation? So really our chance to say thank you in a very expressive way, and it's just a small token of our appreciation.
Reporting in Billings, I'm Shaquille Cozart with MTN News.
Thank you, Shaquille. Arbiscow says that all of the gift cards are redeemable to various local businesses in Billings as a way to promote spending locally while also thanking our healthcare workers. All right, turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. Bob, we've got snow in the western part of the state, and it's going to be really windy here, it looks like.
Yeah, it's been very windy across south central Montana already. Let me show you some of the high wind gusts. We've been reporting Nye 84-mile-per-hour winds, Livingston 83 miles per hour, over Big Timber and the Burgess Junction 67-mile-per-hour winds. So, with that kind of wind, it's just howling like a big dog out there, right? Well, let me show you what we have here. On the threat board, we still have high wind warnings and also winter and high wind advisories, plus a winter weather advisory as well for the Absarokas. Could see up to a foot of snow in the mountain ranges there. Winds gusting anywhere from like 65 to 70 miles per hour around the Billings area. And as you can see, farther up in the mountains, looking for more 60-mile-per-hour winds there. But, we're not through yet. Look at this. That's a winter weather advisory goes through most of Saturday for various amounts of snow, ranging anywhere from 1 to 2 all the way up to 10 inches of snow. Also, winter storm warning for Yellowstone Park. Could see as much as 15 inches of snow in the southwest corner of the park. So it's a very snowy and windy condition out in the west. We're just going to see winds in the Billings area up to 50 miles per hour tomorrow. We'll have more about that in a few more minutes.
All right, thank you, Bob. President Trump has yet to concede the White House race to Joe Biden, but today he did speak publicly for the first time since the election was called Saturday. The president spoke about the race to create a coronavirus vaccine, but didn't mention either the election or Mr. Biden. CBS News' Natalie Brand has more.
In his first public statement since his projected election loss, President Trump discussed a coronavirus vaccine.
We're doing it in less than 1 year. If you had a different administration with different people, what we've done would have taken, in my opinion, 3, 4, 5 years.
He did not directly address his continued challenges to the election, but seemed to acknowledge future COVID policy may not be his decision to make.
Ideally, we won't go to a lockdown. I will not go. This administration will not be going to a lockdown. Hopefully, the whatever happens in the future, who knows which administration it will be. I guess time will tell. But I can tell you this administration will not go to a lockdown.
On Friday, winners were finally projected in the 2 still undecided states. CBS News projects North Carolina went to President Trump, and President-elect Joe Biden is the presumptive winner in Georgia, where all the ballots are now being recounted by hand. The CBS News estimate shows Biden with 306 electoral votes, the same number Mr. Trump won in 2016. Here in Delaware, Biden continues to meet with transition advisors while waiting for the Trump administration to give the sign-up that would allow funding and access to agencies and top-level intelligence briefings for the president-elect.
You need real-time information to deal with crises of the moment.
Transition advisor Jen Psaki says the 9/11 Commission noted the need for an incoming president to be up to speed on day one.
We just want to get access to intelligence information, to threat assessments, to the ongoing work on COVID so that we can prepare to govern.
Transition advisors also warned the delay could create roadblocks for the incoming administration to tackle COVID-19 since they're not directly engaged with current federal officials. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
And the COVID-19 pandemic continuing to wreak havoc on college sports. Today's newest blow, No conference basketball for the MSUB Yellow Jackets this season. MSUB is one of 6 GNAC teams who have opted to cancel their entire conference slate. MSUB Athletic Director Krista Montague said it was a hard decision, but the necessary one. Every single MSUB athlete has now had a season taken away from them from last spring through fall and now into the winter. Jackets still might find a way to play some games after January 7th, likely against in-state competition. Still ahead on the MTN 10 o'clock news here on Q2, a new effort underway to get more Montanans insured. We'll tell you about that next, and then a little later in sports, state title berths on the line on the AA football field tonight. Will it be an all Billings matchup for the championship? We'll find out coming up next.